Hey, hi everyone, this is Kevin here. Kevin from easilycorp.com, right? As you all might be aware, right? So Easily Corp is actually a corporate secretary service provider based in Singapore. So we help Singaporeans or even foreigners who want to set up company in Singapore. And our platform is actually cloud-based. So all your documents is accessible 24/7 via our online platform. And together with the setup of company, we also help maintain company operations if you all need help with. And one of the things that myself and my partner does is to actually assist with the accounting services that some companies might require. And of course, often one of the most often asked questions is people will ask us like, how do we intend to maintain their accounts, on what platform, etc., etc. Right? Could be they could be thinking, are you going to do it manually via Excel, or are you going to be using certain programs like QuickBooks, or do they suggest that they actually go to a SAP provider and build out something for their own? All right, so the purpose of this video, right, I'm just going to share my personal experience, right? For our business, right? Some of it, quite a lot of it, we are using this platform called Xero, all right? And most of the time, if you are a small medium enterprise, and especially if you are only service based, as a service based business, like you could be doing things like e-commerce, no, probably not e-commerce, probably you're doing things like maybe you're a financial services provider, or you could be running a tuition agency, anything like this, right? If you're starting up, it could be 2% or 10%. We would always highly recommend that you consider Xero as a software to run your accounting purposes, right? A lot of people, when they are starting out, right, the things that they are focusing on are generally, of course, to generate sales, which is important, of course, right? You, as the face of your business, you should be focusing on activities that brings in revenue. So that's also the reason why sometimes we meet a lot of clients. They are happy setting up their business, so they go about doing their stuff, meeting clients, doing sales and all that stuff, but they do not really take care of the maintenance of their accounts right from day one. They do not plan and get it all sorted out right from day one. So a lot of times when clients come to us, it could be some are even in their second or third year of their business already. Then they say, oh, suddenly I need to report to the government on certain matters. I need to proceed to claim certain business grants that I think I'm eligible for, or maybe you've found a investor who maybe want to take a stake, right? All these activities most of the time will require you providing a snapshot of your business health, and that's where your proper accounts needs to come in, right? So, and a lot of SME owners, right, they the paperwork works are all over the place, right? If you do not do it, if you do not store information online, then could be certain receipts are lost. You couldn't prove certain payments, or you do not know like where how to differentiate your expenses between personal accounts and your business account, right? All these, if they are not done properly, then it can be a headache that snowball down the road. So that's the reason why we will always advise our clients right from day one. If you're starting up, then get a cloud-based accounting solution, which is like something like Xero, or I've also shared earlier, there's another software that I used previously called Wave. Right? These are what we call subscription software as a subscription service. So you actually pay periodically, monthly or yearly, and then everything is kind of cloud-based. You can upload your receipts to be stored on the system as long as you continue to pay for the subscription. And because it is cloud-based, you can have multiple users accessing the accounts as long as you have internet connection. So I could be working on your accounts as an accountant in my own office, because I can just switch on the browser and log in, right? You can actually, of course, assign access to different people with different level of security, right? So maybe as the owner, you have the full suite of control. You control the invoicing, right? Let's say maybe me as an employee, you can actually just assign me to handle the categorizing of the expenses. So all this can be done. Okay. Traditionally, if you maybe buy a software and install it on your computer offline, then there's only that PC. You got to make sure that you back it up every time. Also, if anything goes wrong, then that's it. All your data are gone. And for anyone who needs to access those information, they will need to be physically present in front of that particular PC before they can do anything. So, now we are all about talking about working from home, being flexible, and especially because we have overseas clients. um and for these clients, right, sometimes they also want to take away the headache of maintaining an account, so they assign to accountants, right? Not necessary to us. You can find someone else outside. A lot of accountants are actually versed with Xero, so you just can give them access. They can actually help you reconcile your accounts, do out reports on your behalf as well, so they can set it up everything nicely for you, right? And so I'm going to just briefly show you a demo of how the Xero backend looks like and why I use it myself and my experience, and some of the limitations I have faced from myself and some of the clients with regards to the Xero software. Then hopefully it can give you a better insight, right? Whether this is something for you or not, right? Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so here it is, right? This is the dashboard of Xero once you log in. Maybe before that, let me just show you their company website. So you can actually you can go to xero.com. It's a very well constructed website. So you can see all the features that they have here, which I'll go through. So pricing are on generally 3 tiers. So these are in USD. From time to time, there are certain promotions, right? Depends, right? I think for most, as long as you are active business, you would probably just go for the one in the middle, which is $30 per month, which is the standard, right? Because for the $10 per month, I think it's just for people to try. You can only enter 5 bills unless you are like really like a dormant company or really don't do much. Okay, then you can use this. And then if you do not require to send out invoice from this system, which is useful, then there's actually a cheaper version that they have, but it's only accessible by signing up to people like us, which are Xero certified advisor. Right, we have access to this backend account called a ledger account. So it's just to enter in and out, but it doesn't give you um the ability to send out invoices and do codes and record bills. So if you want to use a holistic system where you can actually send out invoice, record bills, right? Because the moment you send out invoice from the Xero system, that also means that when money comes in, everything is recorded. You do not have to transfer it from somewhere else. You do not have to do double recording and all the stuff. Save you a lot of hassle, right? So then most of the time you'll go for standard. And in certain circumstances, if you are a global business, you need to deal with multi-currency. You need to keep your accounts in USD, Sing dollar, or maybe UK pounds. Then you should be going for the premium option, which is $40 a month. So you can see that here, it can handle multiple currencies. Okay, and the way Xero is constructed, it is modular based also. So there are certain add-ons that if you require, you can, like for example, projects meaning you can have a main holding company, and maybe let's just say you are interior design, so you would like to segregate each job as a project, because each job will have different stakeholders, different expenses, different people who will claim things from you, so you want to keep them separate. So you can have this, but you have to pay, of course, projects, right? And then, of course, there's another module that is called expense module. So you can actually do claims and all these things. So these are optional. For myself, um, I do not use either of these. All right. Sometimes they are easy workarounds, so I do not use this. Which we will also advise our clients, unless they really has a need for this, then we'll say that okay, then it makes sense for you to pay for it. Right. But sometimes it can be planned in such a way that you can skip this part. Right. So we'll try our best to help you save costs also. The whole point of using a cloud system is just to make things easy for everybody. It shouldn't be a pain, and it shouldn't take up too much time away from you, because your main focus is still on your revenue generating activities, right? And another interesting thing I like about Xero, right, is let me just find here. There's this ad marketplace. Let me just show you. Okay, where Xero is like, how do I say it? It's like a Google Play Store or iOS platform. So they are open to joint collaboration with third-party service providers who actually create add-ons like these that you can subscribe to, you can pay, and then it can tag on to your Xero account. So you can see that, if you want to collect payments via PayPal, you can. You just have to add this module to PayPal. All right, so you can link it. So it can collect real-time information from your PayPal whether certain payments are made. So it can be rather useful for those of you all who are into e-commerce, right? So there's quite a lot. So I can't go through all of them, but the whole point is I want to show you that they are they actually work in this modular format, right? And I think one of the things that a lot of clients of mine sign up for is this simple pay. All right, because Xero itself, the HR functions are maybe a bit oversimplistic. So let's say if you have a 50 staff 50 staff setup, right? You need to account for every one of them properly in terms of leave management and all stuff, right? So Simple Pay is a payroll add-on that a lot of our clients subscribe to. All right, of course, again, it's payable. It depends. I think it depends on how many users. You just add accordingly. So yeah, so there are things like this, and let's see, Stripe, and recently they have this okay, I'll show it to you shortly, right? They actually added the documents recording that you can actually just scan your documents. Then the AI will actually decipher the details of the document on the invoice, all these things, and it will automatically be recorded as a bill or a statement or invoice into your system. All right. Previously, it doesn't have that. That was one of the reasons why I was still using Wave for a while, and then after subsequently they actually bought over a company called HubDoc. Let me just show you. There's actually an app. Okay, maybe I just go to the website. Hub. So last time it is a integration that you have to pay for. Now it's actually an add-on. So the moment you sign up for a Xero account, the standard account and above, you actually get a HubDoc account as well. So what happens is you guys can check out HubDoc when you're free. You can look at the URL here, hubdoc.com. So what happens is you got all your bills that people send you in paper format, right? So you need to store them online, and then I think now the times of data entry are also kind of over already. If you want, you can just skip all this. So what happens is you can just upload the documents on the HubDoc, or you can download the HubDoc app and then just scan the documents. Or people can just email to your HubDoc specific email. There's an email that you can give them, and then it will automatically extract the PDF information and put it into Xero and record it as a bill to be paid. Right, so it kind of like make it the entire process a more streamlined thing. So I think that's actually a very, very good thing. And HubDoc no longer. Previously, my clients they wanted a solution like this, they had to pay for HubDoc, but now that it's integrated, then it's actually FOC. Okay, so let me just come back here. Features and tools. Let's see. Maybe we just go through their website and I'll share you. Okay, so again, in Singapore context, right, we are encouraging people to be PEPAL ready. That's like e-invoicing. So Xero is PEPAL compliance. Okay, so you can issue invoice. You can issue quotations. That's another thing I like. You can issue quotations, and then if the client accepts the quotation, it will be converted to an invoice. So that's pretty cool, automated. Inventory, I'll touch on that shortly. All right. Another thing that I personally love Xero for is the fact that it can be connected to most of the major banks in Singapore. All right, and it allows bank reconciliation. When I was using Wave, one of the pains was that I have to manually update my bank statements to reconcile, because Xero has a office in Singapore. So a lot of the functions here are tailored to Singapore companies, things like GST reporting, all those stuff. So I am on I have a bank account with OCBC, right? So I actually reconcile my company's bank account to my Xero account. So all I have to do periodically, every few days, they actually every day they will draw the information from my OCBC bank account, and they will know that, from based on my bank account, there's this money that come in, this money that go out. So my job, or my staff job, is just to match it to my invoices, and then it will be categorized as paid, or match it to the bills, and then it will be categorized as a bill setter also. So that is really, really very convenient. If not, it is really a pain that at the end of the month, I need to log into my bank system, download the statements and all stuff. So it really saves you a lot of trouble. Okay, that's another thing. All right, so Xero expenses, I said just now, I think that's something that you have to pay. But if you need it, then you can record, claim, manage expenses. So the way I look at it is, if you are a company that manages a lot of sales staff, I would say, like, certain, let's say you deal with printer, stationery staff, then you maybe have 4 or 5 staff who are your salesperson. They will actually go out and meet clients. Then you allow them to claim for car mileage. You allow them to claim for certain expenses, meeting clients, and so on and so forth. Then you should select to opt into Xero expenses. So maybe you got 5 staff, so you have 5 accounts. So each of them will have their individual login. Then from their own purpose, right, instead of them having to collate all the receipts in paper and pass it to your staff, and then they have to photostat, so they can actually just log in from their phone with the app, and then they can actually submit the claim electronically. And you, as the boss or your accountant, will then be able to log into the back end system and decide whether you want to approve the payments or not. Okay. Okay, sorry, that's a message. So you can pay bills, record bills. That's what I do very often. There's a mobile app. Okay, so sorry. Mobile app that you can see here. Let me just show you. Okay, let me just widen this screen. Okay, so you can see here, there's a mobile app here, Xero. Okay, realize that I still have my Wave, and this is the one, Xero, and this is a HubDoc app. Okay, so this Xero app, I don't really use it. Most of the time I'm on my desktop. I do most of my work on desktop. Okay, but when do I use the app is when, let's say you just meet up with your client, you need to send them an invoice on the go before you forget. You don't want to leave it in your to-do list and then go back and then you forget. Then you can just use the app and send out invoice immediately. Or you paid for something out of your own pocket, and then you need to record it before you forget about it. If not, the receipt you don't know put where, right? So straight away you access Xero, you can enter in the bill as well. Okay, and then for the HubDoc app is the app that, let's say if I need to scan certain documents and store it in cloud, then I just use the app and store. So it kinds of make your business viable even if you're on the move. You do not have to go back to a desktop and do everything. You can record, then maybe every 2 weeks or every month, or at the end of every month, if you're engaging a third-party accountant to settle your accounts for you, then they will be able to reconcile all these transactions for your behalf, so that you won't forget and you will miss something, you see. Okay, so projects, just like I mentioned, you got codes, reporting. That's another important thing, right? They have one interesting thing is they have, at the end of every year, all businesses need to do an annual report, and it has to be done in accordance with the Singapore Accounting Standards Framework. So they actually have a template. If yours is not too too much customization required. They actually have a standard template that that you or your accountant can use, which they can directly pull all the necessary balance sheet, income statement information from the Xero system into the report, and then we'll just churn out the report. So it really saves us a lot of time and effort. Okay, multi-currency, contact list. All right, yeah, and this is something they recently added. Okay, so if you are GST registered, you need to do quarterly GST filing. They also have a template for people who needs to do that. So if you make purchases in GST, so all these are recorded, then you can turn out GST report from the back end directly, and then it can be submitted to the authorities. Okay. Okay. So very quickly, let me just show you how the back end looks like. Okay. So this is how the back end looks like. Okay, so the menu expense. Oh, this is a demo account. So they give us all a demo account. You can just sign up for a trial account, so you can just play around with it. Once the trial is up, if you do not continue to pay, don't worry. Your details won't be lost. It will be there. Just that you can't add on stuff anymore. You can still extract some information from it, right? So from the dashboard, okay. First thing first, okay, this is by default. I think you can customize it, but I don't really customize it. So I just left it as it is. So this is your business bank account. So you can see here, you can actually reconcile. This is what I'm talking about. All right. So every day, once it's joined to hook up to your bank account in Singapore, Xero will talk to the system. All right. It has an API key to talk to the system, and then you will just have. So what you can do is, so you can see here, all these are income or expenses from your bank statements. So it will all be retrieved here. And these here are invoices or bills that you have entered earlier, invoices pending payment or bills to be paid. And so let's say, for example, in this case, you receive this amount of money from this Ridgeway University. Their AI learning is still quite okay. All right. So if you had a invoice that had this amount from Ridgeway University, it will kind of pick it up, and then they will show you as a suggestion. Oh, sorry, I think I forget to share screen. Okay, so it will show you as a suggestion that it will be like that. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, I think so. Sorry, I forgot to share the screen. So let me just go back to the dashboard here. So you have it. All right. This is how it looks like. So I was saying that you can reconcile your bank, Ridgeway. So the AI will pick up your invoice that matches, and then they will give you a suggestion. And if it makes sense, then all you have to do is to press OK. Then the invoice will be considered paid, right? And then this is reconciled. This is how simple it is. So same thing. You spend money, you paid to this Truxton Property Management. So you have a bill here that you entered previously, payable to vendor. So it matches, okay. Then automatically the bills payable will be removed, right? So some items will be removed from the invoice and the bills as paid. Okay. Then there are sometimes, maybe you did not enter the invoice or the bill for the first time. Then all you have to do is to, like, let's say this is Smart Agency. So you can, so if it's already in the contact, then you'll be able to see it here. If not, then you just create a new contact, and then you can choose the accounts that it falls under, right? I don't know anything. So you can, when you set up the account, they will ask you what kind of business you are in. Then they will give you a general template on the chart of accounts. But what we do, right? What I do for my clients is we will, of course, customize the chart of accounts first by understanding their business needs. Then make sure everything is done properly, so that all the categorization are done proper. Okay, so let's say this is, I don't know, general expenses. So you do this, then you can enter a description 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then okay. Then what happens is, if this is a recurring bill, by doing it one time, then subsequently the system will actually be clever to pick up that, okay, next time Smart Agency, I will suggest that it is under Smart Agency and under general expenses, right? And then if it's okay and save you a lot of hassle, then you can just press okay. Okay, this is another interesting feature, okay, because I'm the accountant, you are the client. Certain items, let's say it appears and I do not have the bill or invoice to trace and I'm not sure. So what happens is on this fourth tab, there can be a discuss option. Okay. So it could be information from me to you or you to me. So what happens is whatever that I type here, discussion, um, I will save it. Then you actually get a notification. You actually log in and see here there's an answer, and then you can probably okay, save it under transport. Let's just say that, okay, transport. Then you save it. Okay, once you save it, all right, so you can see here the comment is updated. So next time I log in, I will see this. Okay, then I know that, okay, you want me to save this under transport. So all I have to do is to create, okay, and make sure that there's this option for transport or something. Then I'll just put it in accordingly. So it allows for real-time communications and there's no confusion because you are making comments based on that particular transaction. Okay, so if you see the discuss as a star, that means there's something that needs to be done. Okay, you can also let's say sometimes you can't match, or maybe this particular payment is for two invoices combined. You know, sometimes some clients they will pay you in a lump sum. Okay, but unfortunately the system, they can only match one payment to one invoice. They are not clever enough to add up all your invoice. But what's the work around it? So you actually go to match, okay, and you actually do a search for the number of invoice and all these. Let's say for, I don't know, I'm not sure whether demo has this Jacaranda. They don't have. Let's just assume that you managed to find two items here, 1,000 each. So what you do is you can actually just click if it matches, okay, then you'll be able to reconcile. If not, they will tell you that, you know, the sum doesn't just add up. So this is a control mechanism. So this is actually a major feature of why I personally love to use Xero, because I really don't have to worry too much about my bank accounts. And for a lot of SMEs, right, the most important thing is cash flow. You need to manage your cash flow very properly. You need to know how much are you paying, how much money have come in, need to reconcile. Then if you know that certain invoices are aged invoices, then you got to chase for them. Okay, so you can see here, you can create an invoice here. So you can see here how many invoices are due to you. These are snapshots that will help you. I think most importantly, you can always just check overdue. Okay, then you can see that who are the ones who have been owing you for a long time. You see these city limousines, right? Overdue by 71 days. So you can go to them and ask them to pay up. Same for bills, all right? So you can see whether you have any outstanding bills and all these things. To create bills and invoice are very easy. So you have to do is to either go under, okay, this is a quick one, go under plus, then you can create an invoice, a bill. You can create a contact, you can create a quotation. As I said, if it's not a done deal, you need to create a code first for them to accept before you convert it to an invoice. Can be done also. Sometimes you need to make manual journal entry adjustment, more for your accountant, I guess. Sometimes you could have categorized certain items in the wrong category. You need to make it right. So that's where we use the manual journal entry. All right. Transfer money, it's you can have multiple bank accounts, right? So over here there's only one bank account, but let's say you have 3 bank accounts, so you can actually link all 3 bank accounts together. And then let's say one account is a fixed D account, just for you to generate investment return. Then there's a operational bank account, so from time to time you transfer money from your bank account A to bank account B. That's where you use this option called transfer money. So you can switch, then it will auto one. You have to do it once, then you have to adjust for both. They will auto do it for you. All right. And then okay, so for this demo, they have the projects also. Accounting, that's where we look in depth into the reports. Okay, so you can look at your bank accounts, reports. So you can do a lot of advanced things like setting your tax rate. Conversion balance is if you are transporting your set of accounts, you close your trial balance, your set accounts from, let's say, a QuickBooks or something, then you decide that you want to give Xero a try. That's where we use conversion balances, and then we bring over your accounts from a certain date, and then we start from there, right? So that's where you actually can fine tune a lot of stuff, report codes, okay, fixed asset, okay. Too much heavy stuff, so I won't go too much in depth. Just want to show you the possibilities and what can be done. Reports. Okay, so you can, again, basic stuff like you can churn out your balance sheet, churn out your profit and loss. So if you star them, these are your favorites, right? So you can even churn out like age receivable, so you know who hasn't been paying you on time. You can churn out report based on accounts and all these things. So it's quite well endowed to fulfill, I would say, 90% of all SMEs need. Okay, and then you can do a pay run. All right, pay run. Let me see. All right, so you can see as an advisor, which is the advisor is the role that you assign to your accountant. Okay, so you have your admin who has access to everything. So you have your standard user, then you have user with limited functions, like you maybe have a data entry staff who just help you reconcile expenses. So you give them limited entry, they can't issue invoice. Then advisor is the so-called the ability you give to people like us, right? So that we can actually help you reconcile your accounts and all stuff. So we can actually do reports for you, financial reporting and all stuff, right? And then we can even do GST report. I think, has it been added? Let me just see. Can't find it, but I think it has been added. Let me just double check, or maybe it's coming soon. All right, so yep. So let me see what else. So I think for me, from my personal experiences, so what I need to do is, number one, I need to ensure that I just want to make sure that all my bank accounts are reconciled properly. So that's why I use this. Number two is I need to have an easy way to issue invoice on the go. And Xero allows me, and you can even do things like let me see. You can customize your invoice. Okay, so let me see. So you can enter your logos. Okay, so you can customize that. So here you can customize your invoice. So you can put your logo, put in your payment instructions, right? You can put in your QR code if you want people to pay by QR code, your address, everything, right? Everything you can just put here. You can control the users. So this is me, right? So I can add people, I can remove people anytime. Just make sure that you don't give admin status to people that you do not want. Okay, let me see what else. Go back to settings. Also, you see now HubDoc is also integrated into the system. All right. Just see. Okay, connected apps. You can manage your currency. So standard account, only one currency. If it has to be in USD, then everything in USD. But if you want to have USD, Sing dollar, pound, so you have to pay for the higher tier subscription. Okay, so you can do your invoice settings. So basically means you do settings like payment details, like you can do fixed stuff like when is it due and all this stuff. So you can see here, I put my logo, I put all my information, text number, all this stuff. You can customize your email. Okay, so there's a lot of customization that can be done that we can assist you with. The whole point of you paying for professional service like us or anyone who has Xero certified user is to let you major on the major, and then but at the same time, accounts are still important to be kept proper. Using Xero, everything is on cloud, so you don't need to say I need to search for the invoice, need to search for this receipt, need to go back to office, look for that file. You don't have to. Just log online. As long as you have internet connection, you'll be able to see everything. All right. Okay, let's just talk about the limitations. Okay, one of the major limitations that I have about Xero is if you are a heavy inventory-based business and you need to track every individual item in and out, and you need to have batch processing for your inventory, then there are limitations to what Xero can do in this sense. Okay, they do not have a very robust tracking system when it comes to inventory items. So if you need to barcode every single item, then it's actually better that you actually get a custom-made system, or maybe some of the other more sophisticated inventory management system out there. And then maybe they are able to integrate it with Xero, but that means work needs to be done. If you are thinking of, if I'm just paying $30 a month, $40 a month, can I get such capability? Then no. All right, there are certain limitations. I'm not sure about other countries, but in terms of reporting and all the stuff, it's quite sufficient for my use, even for doing for my other clients using Xero. Okay, and another interesting thing about Xero is they do have a community. So let me just go back here. So you can go to, they have a Xero blog, they have Xero Central. Okay, Xero Central is like their FAQ system. So quite cool. They have like a community. It's like a forum. So there were times where I had certain questions. Then I actually type it into the community, and then most of the time I do get a turnaround answer pretty quickly. Like maybe within an hour, there will be people who will issue a rather useful reply to my needs, right? If not, then most of the time you do a search, simple stuff, you will be able to find a solution to those. If not, then you can go to Xero Central, then just go through all the tutorials. Then they will guide you how to use the system and all stuff. So pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Yep. Okay. So that's all. I think it's a good half an hour of me talking. So I will end off this video. So if you find that this video has helped you in any way, please do give us a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends. Or if you think there are certain specific areas that you would like me to cover that I could have missed out, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. Or I'm thinking of coming up with a series of tutorial of how I really go about using every single function of Xero, so that you all can have a better idea about how to use it for yourself, right? Even if you are engaging a third party service provider to manage your accounts for you, I think it's always good to have an idea of how things work, so that you, even if you are hands off, you still have an overview of what's going on, right? So that's all from me. This is Kevin, right? If you want to reach me, right, so you can visit our website. Okay, this is easilycorp.com. A bit of advertisement now. Okay, so this is our platform. The logins for our clients who have actually incorporated your company through us. So by logging in, right, you will be able to see all your important documents 24/7. It won't. The typical old way is your corporate secretary will keep your files physically, right, in the office, like where I am now. But if you need to retrieve something, then you have to get him, and then if you forget to save a soft copy for yourself, then there's a lot of time wasted. So that's why we thought that we wanted this platform so that you can actually, first thing first, access all your documents. Number two is you will be able to make requests for, like, maybe change of shareholders, change of directors, right? From there, we'll log into our system daily. We will see a request real time, and then we'll go about doing it. And then because Singapore allows e-signature, so it's also built into the system. You don't have to print out the document, sign, scan, send back, right? So we can prepare all the contracts within the system itself. It will be generated, sent to your email, or several of your shareholders, they can all sign each at their own pace, and then you will be able to get a copy of the completed documents as well. So these are some of the basic things. Along the way, we are adding functions. We provide a full suite of services. All right. So besides incorporation, we do accounting, right? As I mentioned, myself and another partner. I hold what you call it, license to help people apply for work pass. So we are able to do things. If you're a foreigner, you want to apply for employment pass, work pass, entrepreneur pass, okay, we can do that. Okay, so we can advise you on getting grants, okay, because as a Singapore company with at least a 30% local shareholding, you will have access to certain grants that the government are issuing, right, to encourage businesses to further flourish and grow in Singapore. So we can assist you in that as well. And then we do have a marketing arm as well. So if let's say you want to take your business to another level, you want to do a video introduction for your products, you want to do a feature video for your businesses, you need to get a website done, e-commerce wise. We do have the capacity to do that as well, right? Last but not least, just want to share with you that we are quite active on our blog as well. So we write constantly, right? So you can go here. In fact, I dare say 99 questions out of 100 that foreigners always ask before they come to Singapore, you can probably find the answers in the blog articles here. Okay, and we are constantly adding. So every time people ask us a question, we realize that maybe it's a common enough questions, and then we will actually write an article on it. We'll share. So you can actually subscribe to our channel and subscribe to our website, and then you will constantly get updated. And then last but not least, every 2 weeks, my colleague Daryl will actually run a webinar for individuals who are interested to incorporate a company in Singapore. So you can actually join our webinar, live webinar. You can ask questions, any questions that you might have. Some people of you, there are companies coming here trying to apply for a bank license. There are companies trying to find out what does it take for you to do a food business in Singapore. What kind of food does it require? What kind of licenses? How do you apply for trademark? Right? Been there, done that. We have resources to help you handle all these. We are able to advise you from a professional standpoint. So do get in touch with us, right? And then we will work with you on an individual basis. Okay, so that's all from me. Good night. Enjoy your weekend. Right? Today is a Saturday evening. And I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.